This morning I went to the store and got some gluten-free chocolate chip cookies. Hello, everybody. It's Jennifer with Brave Northwest Insurance, or as this channel is called, Classy Agent. Okay, so this week, as you can tell, I don't look as tired. Maybe I think sometimes you think you look more tired than you do because you feel really tired. But speaking of that, I took this week to rest. I didn't take it off completely. So I took a break from making calls. And instead I focused on learning this week. So through my Progressive Agent portal, there's always ways to be learning. They're constantly adding classes and instructional videos and things like that. So I spent this week taking all the things that I had questions about and really looking up the learning materials connected to those with my agent portal. So I spent quite a few hours just learning, and I do feel like I have a lot more confidence in what I'm doing as an agent in general. But this is what I'll say. I do have good news. Remember last time I told you that I was hoping that the next time I checked in with you, I would have good news about having my first quote? Well, I did. I did do my first auto quote, my first ever quote this week. It did not turn into a policy, but that wasn't, it wasn't reflective of me. It was somebody who literally got their license in July. He's a young driver. He's a brand new driver, just finished driving school. And this is what I wanted to share with you, is that he was not prepared for how much insurance would cost. And he is my first quote. So I have never, I know that premiums in general can be in the thousands, but it's split up into months. I also didn't know that with auto insurance that it's 6 months. I thought it was a year. So I told him at first his policy was 1 year, and that was wrong. So when I got off the phone, I called my supervisor and just talked through the points. And I think I was just a little bit surprised that they haven't ever taught us that. At least I don't remember them ever telling us that that the policies are 6 months, that they renew at the 6 month mark. And that's pretty standard for auto insurance. So I learned that, and I felt very badly because I gave him the wrong information at first, but he was very kind about it. And I don't know if it's just because he was, new to driving, and I'm new. I told him I was a new agent, but he wasn't miffed about it or anything, which was very gracious. And but I just don't think that he was prepared. So just to let you know, if you don't know this, new drivers can expect to pay somewhere between $330 and to $460 a month in car insurance. After the 3-year mark, that goes down substantially. It goes, from what I'm learning, it goes down somewhere between $60 to $100 a month per year of driving, good driving, if you have a good driving record. And so the longer you drive and the better record you have, the lower your premiums are. So someone that's been driving for 10 years that has a good record probably can even get their monthly payment down to $100 a month or less. But starting out, it's very steep. And that seems a little backwards to me, but I get it because new drivers have more accidents, and this driver did. Has only been driving for a month and already had a small accident. You don't know who they are, and I won't ever share. I just want you to know, I will never share anyone's personal information on here. So I'll never share names or details or anything like that. I'm just sharing what I'm learning. We're taking this journey together. My hope is that this channel becomes a wealth of knowledge for other people who are becoming insurance agents. And someday you can go through all these videos and you can learn with me for yourself of how to be a successful agent. So that's what I have today to share. Yeah, and I think that the most important thing that I learned is to really know the difference between someone who's been driving for a long time and someone who's a newer driver. And I think anyone who's a new driver should have someone in their life helping them budget, you know, because I think that this individual that I quoted was not ready for it to be that expensive. And that feels, as an agent, I want to be able to sign anyone up for insurance that needs it. It is a legal requirement. So, you know, it makes me think, like, what do people do when they can't afford insurance, you know? Obviously, I can't advise anyone on that. But I think it is important to plan ahead and to know what your budget will need to be. And it's advisable to have steady income when you're getting licensed and buying a car so that you can afford insurance and gas and all of that. If you don't have that, it's better to just keep taking the bus, relying on friends, or using Uber and public transportation. Don't get in over your head, you know, and that's for any financial planning. All right, you guys, that's what I have to share today. And I will check in with you again next week.